I would kindly request the VP Education to share the agenda in the chat so that the guests also will be able to make use of the agenda. Now let us all remind ourselves the mission and core values of the Toastmasters International. Club mission, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Toastmasters International vision is to empower individuals to become more effective communicators and leaders. The Toastmaster core values are integrity, respect, service, and excellence. And with those core values, to call the meeting to order and preside, we have an excellent leader, a prominent public speaker, and also a very good socially known person in the Toastmasters circle and even in the community circle. A globally recognized Toastmaster, a district level contestant, and also a financial in profession. Please welcome our dynamic president, distinguished Toastmaster Faraz Farooq, to take control and preside over the meeting. Distinguished Toastmaster Faraz Farooq, the screen is all yours.
Thank you so much, DTM Rizvi. Let's give our Sergeant at Arms a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for that very generous introduction. I call meeting number 219 of Bahrain Advanced Toastmasters to order. Mr. Vice President Education, Madam Secretary, have there been any apologies recorded? Whoever is speaking, please unmute yourself before speaking, otherwise I will have to lip sync.
Mr. President, the following people have apologized for us. DTM Khalid Abdullah, Toastmaster Siham, DTM Ali Shahbaz Ali, DTM Sayyid Abbas Ali Al-Alawi, Toastmaster Gina John, and Toastmaster Pitambaram Nair.
Thank you so much. Have any other apologies been received by any of the other members? Seeing there are none, Madam Secretary, I hope you have noted the apologies that have been received. Please note them down for the minutes. Thank you so much. I would now like to recognize the guests who have come in, and I would like to start off with the Area Director for Area 12, Toastmaster Ravi Marat. Sir, a quick, I would actually leave your introduction for later. So with your permission, I will introduce the other guests because I have kept a special slot for you. But we are most honored by your official visit today to our club, sir. Thank you so much. Now let me call the other guests to please introduce themselves. Let me start with, and in no particular order, I'm just going based on the little boxes I see on my screen. DTM Dilrukshi, my good friend from Sri Lanka. Please, can you introduce yourself?
Thank you, DTM Faraz. Wow, I'm so delighted to join, and thank you very much for inviting me. So my name is Toastmasters Dilrukshi Rajapaksa, and my home club is CIPM Toastmasters Club, which is in Sri Lanka, and it is a human resource body, and I'm one of their members and also member of the Toastmasters Club. So I have been the charter secretary of the club as well. So since then I have been continuing, and it is so pleasure, and thank you so much once again for inviting me, and I'm looking forward to enjoy this meeting.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Let's give her a big round of applause. Most welcome to our club. Let's quickly get through to the other guests who are present here. Let me move to Toastmaster Ali Abudaya, my good friend from ABC. Quick introduction, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Faraz. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Ali Abudaya. I'm a Toastmaster at ABC and been with Toastmasters for about 10 years now. Always a pleasure to visit and get many different flavors of the Toastmasters Club everywhere. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak here today.
Thank you so much, sir. Most welcome. How can I forget my good friend DTM Abdul Fattah? You're with us. Please, sir, introduce yourself.
Thank you so much. My name is DTM Abdul Fattah. I've been Toastmaster since 2015. I love to be here to enjoy the show. I'm a member only of 13 clubs in 4 regions and 4 districts. I like to see the flavors of every place, so I'm going to enjoy the show. Thank you.
Most welcome, sir. Most welcome.
Finish my 7th pathway. Thank you.
Wow, most welcome, most welcome. Always a pleasure and honor to have you with us. DTM Arshad. quick introduction.
Hi everyone, I am Arshad Nizam from Colombo, Sri Lanka. Currently I'm a part of Innovative Minds Toastmasters Club. I've been a former area director of Area B3 of District 82, and it's great to be here. And I see a lot of other colleagues. And thank you so much, DTM Faraz, for the invitation. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Most welcome. Toastmaster Mahesh, my colleague from Jaila Toastmasters.
Hi, how are you? Good evening, all of you. It's nice to see you all of you. And Mr. Farooq, you are great, doing great job. Thank you for giving me opportunity. So it is nice to see you all of yours speeches because I am so inspiring you. So thank you for giving me opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You're always welcome, and you're not a guest in our club. You visit us quite a lot, so I'm most welcome always. And last but not least, DTM Abhijit Roy.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Farooq, DTM Farooq, for the opportunity. I'm really looking forward for a great enriching experience at Bahrain Advanced. It's not the first time that I'm attending a meeting at your club. And it always feels very special for me to come to your club, attend a meeting, and of course, meet a lot of new faces altogether, in addition to whom I'm already seeing on the screen. Looking forward for a great meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Big round of applause to all of our guests. You're all most welcome to visit us. We meet on the third Saturdays of every month. It's our regular meeting. And on the first Saturday of every month, we have our special meeting called the Old is Gold series. Everybody is most welcome to join us same time. Next, let's quickly get to the adoption of the agenda. Mr. Vice President Education, how all the role players here, sir?
Yes, sir, Mr. President, the role players are here, all of them.
So can we adopt the agenda as presented?
Yes, I'm just waiting for one of the, yeah, he's here. So everybody's here. So we can go ahead and adopt the agenda, sir.
Would you like to make the proposal then, please?
Yes, Mr. President, I propose that we go ahead with the agenda as shared in the group.
Thank you so much. Proposed by the Toastmaster Farooq. Seconded.
Seconded by DTM Rathinder.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Seconded by DTM Rathindranath. So the agenda is adopted as presented. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know we are slightly behind schedule, so let me try to play catch up with my presidential address. The theme today is self-discovery. And I'll try to say a bit about what I have gone through in self-discovering myself over the past 7 years since I've been a Toastmaster. Well, it's been about 8 years since I've been a Toastmaster. There was a time when I couldn't say anything without having notes in front of me. My first 3 speeches I did with notes, and that was in the old manual. By the time we got to the 4th speech, the manual recommended that we don't use notes, but I still use notes because I was scared I'll forget. And I remember getting my first feedback at that time, try to do your speeches without notes. And I was thinking, how am I going to do this? I can't manage without notes. But friends, Toastmasters who worked with me, who helped me out, taught me the way in which I could make a presentation, do a speech without referring to notes. And that journey of self-discovery led me to find out a lot more of hidden talent that was inside me. And I'm sure the same story will resonate with almost everybody across the screen here. All of us have our own stories and our own experiences of self-discovery, both within Toastmasters and outside. Now, at this stage, I must pay homage to the founder of Toastmasters International, Dr. Ralph C. Smedley, who gave us this wonderful platform for us to actually find out about ourselves, things we didn't know about ourselves. Dr. Ralph C. Smedley has said that a Toastmasters Club is a laboratory where we can experiment with ourselves to see to what extent we can extend ourselves. Friends, use this lab. Use this lab that's available to self-discover, discover what we have deep down inside, good qualities that we could bring out. Discover the qualities that are not desirable that we have, that we should weed out, and thereby make ourselves better people, make ourselves better members of the society, and make ourselves and our societies what this whole world should be about. Fellow Toastmasters, thank you so much for your attention. Now, I have the deep honor and privilege of introducing someone who is a guest, no less, but also our leader in our area. This gentleman, he works as a sales manager at a newspaper group in Bahrain. He's a passionate art lover. He's a past president of PGF Toastmasters Club. And when I asked for his introduction, he gave a very simple and humble introduction. And I asked him, he's asking me, is this sufficient? And I said, if this is what you wish, sir, then this is sufficient. But I actually want to add a little bit more from my side. From whatever interactions I have had with this gentleman, I must say he's a soft-spoken, calm, collected, confident, and I'm sure a very competent individual from what I have seen him in his duties as area director, and I look forward to working with him. Please put your hand together for our area director, Toastmaster Ravi Marat, for his official address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President, for such a generous introduction about me. I'm so humbled with these words. My dear fellow Toastmasters, a warm good evening. I was just going through the club success plan, what your club president had forwarded to me. I found one thing. We are not looking for the awards, but whatever awards comes, according to our performance, we will be very happy to accept that. That itself is showing the power, the confidence, what this club is having. Because every action, whatever you are initiating, you are all sure that it is going to hit to the right person with right spirit. This is what exactly we want. As the president said in his presidential speech, finding a best discovery, what one can do is the self-discovery. When we are in the path through this Toastmasters International's pathway programs and all the other activities, what else we need? The only thing, as an area director, I would like to remind, I am sure every one of you knows, we have to achieve the club goal levels, and we have to make sure every member is getting the maximum benefit out of these Toastmasters programs. With that focus, you are all working. We are very sure that this club is Bahrain Advanced Toastmasters Club is going to be one with the President Distinguished Toastmasters Award, with a lot of member benefit program, not only for the PAC, with the other area and division and district level Toastmasters. We wish all the very best, and I'm here to enjoy the special program discovering ourselves. All the best, and back to you, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together for our area director, Toastmaster Ravi Marat. Sir, on my part, what I can tell you is Bahrain Advanced Toastmasters is at your disposal. Our members are at your disposal. We will always step in if ever you need our help, or if ever you need our service, we will be more than willing. Please feel free. And also we invite you to our meetings as we go along. Please feel free to pass by. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Before I hand over to the Toastmaster of the day, I can see that there is one more guest who has walked in. So with everybody's permission, I'll just ask that guest to introduce herself. Pushpita from C2A. Toastmaster Pushpita. A quick introduction, ma'am.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I am Toastmaster Pushpita from C2A Toastmasters Club. I am the VP membership in our club, and I am very excited to see the lineup of the speakers and evaluators and the theme of this meeting. Wish you all the best. That's all from my side.
You're most welcome, madam. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I can also see somebody has logged in from Wattala Toastmasters. If you can please reveal yourself and introduce. Quick introduction, please.
Hi, good evening to everyone. I'll rename my name soon. I am Kumudu Kanlangar from District 82. It's my pleasure to join this excitement meeting today.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Most welcome. Thank you so much. Now let me quickly move on to introducing our Toastmaster of the day. When I asked this gentleman, sir, how can I introduce yourself? His response to me was typical of how he would respond to me. He said, introduce me as you see fit. You know all about me. Is there anything you don't know? Sir, there's lots of things I don't know, sir. But from what I do know of this gentleman, what I can tell you is this man, I actually paid tribute to this gentleman in our last meeting as well. He's one of the mentors of this club, along with DTM Ahmed Rizvi and DTM Ali Shahbaz. These three together form like the backbone of this club and how they helped form this club and kept this club together. He is a charter president of this club. And most importantly, on a personal basis, there was a time when I was giving up on a speech and he pulled me to a corner and in his unique Hyderabadi Urdu Hindi, he said, this is a winning speech, don't kill it. And I took that advice on board and I used that speech and I went all the way up to the district and I got second place in the district with that speech. So thank you so much. This is the beauty of this gentleman. He's a great mentor. He's very quiet, very silent, but he gives guidance at the right time in the right spirit. Please put your hands together for the Toastmaster of the day. Nobody less than DTM Ratindranath. Over to you, sir, for a great show.
Ladies and gentlemen, can anybody ask for a more better introduction than this? I am really, really humbled by this introduction from my very good friend, DTM Faraz Farooq. Thank you, DTM Faraz. Fellow Toastmasters, we are already about 3 minutes late. So without much ado, I would like to get into the meeting and then we will discuss rest of the things at the end of the meeting and we want to be in time. Let me start by introducing the timer of the day. Today's timer is a quite efficient Toastmaster who believes in if you can speak, you can influence. You can change lives. Young Toastmaster, and please help me welcome Toastmaster Amanda Raro as our timer for today. Toastmaster Amanda, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Mr. T.M. Modi. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening. Today, as a timer, my role is to remind all speakers and evaluators how much time they have spent on their speeches. For prepared speeches, 2 minutes before the allotted time, the green screen will be displayed and remain for 1 minute. Then 1 minute before the allotted time, the amber screen will be displayed and remain for 1 minute. And at the end of the allotted time, the red screen will be displayed and will be remain until the speech is over. Next, for the evaluators, the time will be 2 to 3 minutes. When it's 2 minutes, the green screen will be displayed and remain for 30 seconds. Then when it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds, the amber screen will be displayed and remain for 30 seconds. And when it's 3 minutes, the red screen will be displayed and remain until the evaluation is over. 30 seconds of grace period will be given to all speakers and evaluators. And speakers and evaluators, please don't forget to pin me before you start your speech. Thank you, and back to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Amanda. Our first evaluator, let's go into the education session immediately. Our first evaluator is a very passionate Toastmaster who wants to shine as brilliantly as possible as a Toastmaster. And he's been successful at that because He is very hardworking Toastmaster in both the Arabic as well as English clubs, and has made himself a name in both the genres. Fellow Toastmasters, please help me welcome DTM Muhammad Al Dosari as the evaluator of our first speaker tonight.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony and fellow Toastmaster. Good evening to you all. The effective coaching for the first project level 1 for Toastmaster debug. The purpose of this project is for the members to introduce herself of the club and learn the basic of structure of the public speaking. The time, it's 4 to 6. Toastmaster debug, the stage for yours, and good luck.
Our first speaker is a soft-spoken Toastmaster who completed his CC from Qatar, started his pathways in Bahrain, and is going to Dubai soon. What will he start on in Dubai? Well, he will tell us that in his icebreaker tonight. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Deepak Rajaram Narwade for his ice-breaking speech.
We don't know where our name started. We don't know history and geography of our name. Even we don't have a choice to choose our name. Yet we bear it, we merge with it, we love it, we enjoy it. Funny, but true. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmaster, and dear guest, good evening. Deepak, my name, Rajaram, my father's name, Narode, my surname. Deepak Rajaram Narode, my Facebook identity. Deepak Rajaram at yahoo.com, my email identity. 33226484, my phone identity. Bank identity, I don't think I'm going to tell you that. I'm born and brought up in Pune. I did my chemical engineering from MIT Pune. I did my MBA in marketing from Narsi Munjul Institute of Management, Mumbai. I was working in India for almost 13 years in Thermax Limited. Then I was in Qatar for 10 years. And now I am in Bahrain working as a business development manager for a company called Koglich. We are 3 brothers. I have 2 sons and only 1 wife. Anyway, when I was a kid, actually I wanted to become a bus conductor. But soon realized bus conductor, his tickets are only colorful. His life is very black and white. When I became a teenager, actually I wanted to become a Robin Hood style gangster. But soon realized I am too handsome to become a gangster and ended up becoming an engineer. Anyway, today I'm going to tell you a story about how I become non-alcoholic, non-smoking, non-vegetarian person. When I was 13-year-old, I was returning back from my tuition in the evening at around 8 o'clock. The road was silent, it was dark, street lights were off. There was a major power failure in the city. I was a bit scared and walking a bit fast. I just realized something is lying on the road, and at that time, a motorcycle passed from that place. In the headlight of motorbike, I was able to see what is lying there. And I started running fast. And all of a sudden, I stopped. I just realized the face of the person is known who is lying there. It was my friend's father. I just rushed back to help him. I tried to wake him up, but he was not in position to wake up. A very unpleasant smell of alcohol was coming from when I went there nearby. I cried for help. but road was lonely. After some time, a person on bicycle came in. With help of him, we managed to send him to a hospital. It was very difficult task at that time because no mobile, the availability of ambulance was an also issue. Next day when I wake up, I got a sad news. My friend's father was no more. He was consumed by poisonous alcohol. My friend was crying like a baby. This particular incident devastated me, and I decided I will not drink alcohol in my life. Alcohol and cigarette goes hand in hand. So I also decided to not touch a cigarette. And that's how I become a non-smoking person. Non-vegetarian, I am a non-vegetarian because I love it. There is no big story behind it. Having said that, anyway, my mother and father has a great contribution in my life. They worked very hard for our education. My father was a government service class 4 worker, even though, but instead of enjoying like any other government service, he worked hard, invested in my education. He used to get up 4 o'clock in the morning, go for extra work in the vegetable market. Then from here, he used to go to the office and come back. He always used to tell me, Deepak, education is the only way to come out of a poverty and become a successful person. And that's the reason I always tell that my name is Deepak Rajaram Narode. I always use my father's name in my name. It's a very small way of saying thank you to my father. People say that nicknames stick to the person, and the most notorious are most adhesive. Fortunately, I do not have any nickname. My name is Deepak Rajaram Narode, non-alcoholic, non-smoking, non-vegetarian person. Thank you very much.
You are muted, Toastmaster of the day, sir. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Deepak. Deepak Rajaram Narwade. Fellow Toastmasters, let's jump into our second speaker. Now, second speech by our second speaker. Before that, let's have our evaluator number 2. Our second evaluator is none other than DTM Ghulam Farooq Khadir. DTM Ghulam Farooq Khadir is that rare breed of Toastmasters you will find, very rare breed, who give their all and more for any Toastmasters assignments they take up. I have seen this gentleman's work as VP Education. It's hardly 2 months, but the way he is handling the portfolio and what he does, I am really impressed, to tell you honestly. I wish him all the best. He is a role model for our Toastmasters community, and I would like him to come up and tell us the objectives of the next speaker. Please help me welcome DTM Ghulam Farooq Khadir.
Thank you, DTM Ratinder Saab, for your wonderful introduction. I hope I can live up to your expectations and words. Today, my speaker, Ali Abudaya, Toastmaster Ali Abudaya, is attempting his speech from researching and presentation. So the purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. The speech may be humorous or informational or any style the speaker wishes. The project is not to be a report on the content of researching and presenting the project. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, DTM Ghulam Farooq, sir. Our speaker number 2, Toastmaster Ali Abu Daya is a diligent Toastmaster of 3.5 years vintage, specializing in sales of digital transformation products. Let's listen to him on Rest with Intent. Rest with Intent, Toastmaster Ali Abu Daya. The stage is yours, Toastmaster.
I cannot sleep. Master of ceremonies, fellow Toastmasters, and esteemed guests, for years, I struggled with the simple act of closing my eyes, shutting down my brain, and going to sleep. No, I could not sleep. Last year, I found a book that started the journey of giving me back my rest. Today, I would like to share with you the contents of the wonderful book, Why We Sleep, that was written by Dr. Matthew Walker, where he describes the importance of sleep, how we can improve our sleep routines, and then finally, I will share with you my own experience applying this advice. According to Dr. Walker, sleep namely contributes to 3 very important functions. Number 1, rebalancing the chemicals in the whole body, whether it's the liver, the muscles, the internal organs, and most importantly, the brain. Second, it promotes growth and regeneration. While I would not like my nose to continue growing, I would very much appreciate the rest of my cells to regenerate and rebuild themselves. The third and the most important aspect of sleep is reinforcing learning and creating the long-term memories. Dr. Walker cites a famous experiment where a person was wired with sleep studies and they made them practice playing the guitar. So assuming you play chord C, then chord D, then chord E, when this person went to sleep, the brain started repeating what he had learned in the morning to create the long-term memories. And the beauty of it is the brain went like, so during the day you go C, D, E, the brain goes like C, D, C, D, C, D, C, D, and then it rests. And this is where the long-term learning and the memories are created. So no doubt, many of the issues that I were facing throughout my day activities could be resolved by sleep. So how could I improve my sleep? In the book, Dr. Walker cites first creating a routine. And in the routine, he describes during the day, we wind ourselves up, we drink coffee, we simulate ourselves. So we have to create a wind down routine whereby we take out the energy that we had built out during the day and then rest ourselves until we go to sleep. This routine is first, get away from computers and screen light. Do not consume stimulants. Do soothing activities such as massages or warm showers. And once you intend to go to sleep, turn down the lights, make sure that the room is cold, close your eyes and force your eyes to stay closed. My problem, fellow Toastmasters, is after finishing the routine, I close my eyes, again try to shut my brain, again try to sleep, and then no, another time. The second advice was, even if you have to resort to chemicals, try to use them in order to establish this routine. There are 3 types of chemicals, and me loving food and consumption, the easiest solution for me is to consume a lot of it. Now, the first kind of chemical is alcohol. A small amount of alcohol could resolve this. The problem with this method is it creates tolerance. If you consume enough to fall to sleep, you'll probably vomit, and it gets expensive by the end of the month. The second type of chemical is our herbals, our herbal-based pills. The problem with those was they only give you a window of about 10 minutes after 45 minutes of consuming them. And if you miss this 10 minutes where you can catch the sleep, you only become grumpy. Now, the third type were melatonin derivatives or other chemicals. These, just like alcohol, they build tolerance, and you have to consume more of them with time, and they have side effects such as grogginess and nausea and similar. Now, I managed to sleep a bit and not sleep, and it went on and off. But really, the key problem was me, something within me. And only when I started exercising rigorously, as part of the advice in the book as well, is where I understood what the key factor was and what I would like to share with you today. It was intent. The way my day used to go is I wake up and I start telling myself, work, exercise, plan, execute, succeed. And then, at 6 or 7 p.m., when I'm back home, you have to start winding yourself down. So you tell yourself, rest, rejuvenate, relax, meditate. It's not the same vigor because you've been winding yourself the whole day. And it takes more than 6 hours to wind yourself down and get rest of it, because even when you close your eyes, your mind is still thinking, work, train, plan, execute, and succeed. Only when I understood that just like athletes train or plan their programs, they plan their nutrition, and they plan their rest, that I understood that these 6 to 8 hours have to be planned with intent. And when you close your eyes, you tell yourself, I am resting forcibly, not I am resting. I am resting because this rest will contribute to the work and train and plan and execute and succeed in the morning. Very simply, around 7 p.m., I started telling myself, rest, rejuvenate, relax, meditate, and sleep. And my body started listening. Fellow Toastmasters, I'll leave you with this saying. They do say work hard and play hard. I'll tell you, work hard, play hard, but rest even harder. Back to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ali. Hey, fellow Toastmasters, let's now go to our third speech. And before we call upon our third speaker, let us hear from our third evaluator, DTM Abhijit Roy. A versatile Toastmaster, belongs to several clubs in Mumbai and Kolkata. And both of them are about 1,000 miles apart. I don't know whether he does it physically or how he does it, but he is in a lot of clubs in Mumbai as well as in Calcutta. He works in oil and gas industry and has been a Toastmaster for 3.5 years, you said? Toastmaster Abhijit? That's
Yes.
Right. 3.5 years in the oil and gas industry. Let's hear our friend DTM Abhijit Roy spell out the details of the objective of the speaker number 3.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ratinder. It's just not Mumbai and Kolkata, but I have also been in Bahrain and Saudi and Kuwait and where not, to name a few. But thank you so much for welcoming me.
Can you beat that? Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for welcoming. And today I really have the honor to evaluate Toastmaster Zara Al-Muharrak's speech, who is delivering her level 1 project 2 from her part team collaboration, which is evaluation and feedback. Now, evaluation and feedback, for the benefit of everyone, it's being divided into 2 speeches, speech 1 and speech 2. The purpose of this project is for the member to deliver a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and then implement that feedback onto the second speech. This is the first speech in which Toastmaster Zara is going to be delivering a speech on any topic, and receiving feedback. Timer to keep note of the timing. The timing is 5 to 7 minutes. Wishing the speaker all the very best, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Mr. Evaluator. Fellow Toastmasters, our speaker number 3 is a very soft-spoken lady, always with a smile. An ardent Toastmaster, widely remembered for her PR skills, loves public speaking and winning club, area, and division level contests. Let us welcome DTM Zara Al-Mukharrar, giving her third speech, and the speech, very intriguingly, is titled Z and DTAC. Z and DTAC, DTM Zara Al-Mukharrar. Madam, the stage is yours.
How many Toastmaster events have you attended? How many DTAC district conference have you attended since you joined Toastmasters till today? Do you remember with who? The most important thing in life are the connections we make with others, said by Tom Ford. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, good afternoon to you. Connections with others provides us with knowledge as we're learning from others' point of view and experiences. You will be able to build your reputation as a reliable person by sharing beneficial and accurate information, helping and supporting others through networking. Communication has lots of advantages: building self-confidence, interpersonal communication skills, and relationships. 2014, I joined Toastmasters International. And for the first 2 years, I was very quiet. I felt that I don't need to communicate with others. I can talk to my family members and friends. Oh, friend. Year after another, I started attending Toastmaster events where everyone is talking, one-to-one conversation, group conversations, and I'm just sitting alone, waiting for someone to talk to me. And if they will do it, the answer can be a sentence or maybe just smile. I regret it. I felt that I have to do something. I cannot just depend on my family members and friends. Still, I can remember that day when I was in Bahrain Society of Engineers. There was an event held there in 2017. And outside the hall, there was a booth for DTAC. I didn't know what is DTAC, so I went there and asked, and the answer was, it's the district annual conference. It will be held in Bahrain, and it's for the largest district in the world, for 7 countries. This is the opportunity. I called my friend Ramla, and she was excited. I paid, and we went there together. I was with her all the time, talking, laughing, eating, and talking to others. New connections built confidence. I was part of 3 committees: Surgeons Arms, Logistics, and IT. 2018, me, Ramla, and Zahra and Bayan. We were 4, decided to travel to Kuwait to attend DTAC 2018. I got to know them more. Such a lovely experience where I got to know my friends, to become better and best friends, and I introduced myself to other people as well. New connection leads to friendship. In 2019, I was excited. I will attend it for the 3rd time in a row, and it will be held in Bahrain. Ramla, Zahra, and Bayan. None of them was free to attend. But I really want to attend. But I cannot open a conversation. I will not feel comfortable. Who will I talk to? Who will I sit with? Who will I eat the dinner with? Fellow Toastmasters, have you asked yourself these questions before attending any conference? I had the fear of not being accepted by anyone. But I've heard once someone saying, if you will not step out of your comfort zone, you will not be able to make it. So if it's not today, then when? I will make it. I paid and I registered. I went there. But before that, the day before the event, I wrote a script, my introduction, the way how I will introduce myself to others in case someone asks. Still, I can remember before I opened the door, I was trembling with fear, butterflies in the stomach. I was sweating. What will happen inside this hall? I opened the door and I entered. Tried to find someone I know. Yes! Najla, Maram, and Khalid from Young Adults Toastmasters Club. I went to them. They welcomed me. I sat and I enjoyed my time. I did it. I went to the Arabic contest trying to find someone I know. Yes, DT Ammun al-Aqab. I went to her, I sat with her. She was with a group of members. For me, they were new, but I forced myself to open a conversation with them. Fellow Toastmasters, it wasn't easy, but it wasn't hard. The opportunities are always available for you to grab it and learn from it. In 2017, New Connection built my confidence. 18, more friendship. In 19, I stepped out of my comfort zone for a better future. What about you? Will you do it? Back to you, Toastmaster City.
Thank you, DTM Zahra. With that, let's go to our speech number 4. And to evaluate the speaker number 4 is our very own DTM Thuraya Juma. DTM Thuraya Juma is a Toastmaster of more than a decade, a mathematician and a very enthusiastic Toastmaster, has been active in many clubs in Bahrain. And wherever she goes, she really impresses everybody. And she started with Manama Toastmasters Club. That's when I came to know about her. And a very interested lady in everybody's progress. She encourages everybody to give their best. Let's hear the speech objectives of our 4th speaker from DTM Thuraya Juma. Madam, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, fellow Toastmaster, honorable guests. And our speaker for today, Toastmaster Noha. So very good afternoon to all of you. Toastmaster Noha purpose of speech. She is, by the way, delivering project 1 from level 2, understanding your communication style. And the project objectives are the following. Is for Toastmaster Noha to learn about different communication styles and identify her style, her primary style. The second objective of this project is for Toastmaster Noha to share the impact of her style on, of course, communication style on others. I wish Toastmaster Noha all the best and looking forward to listen to her. By that, back to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you, DTM Thuraya. Our speaker number 4, our next speaker, is a young, genial lady who is ever ready with a friendly, encouraging message to all Toastmaster friends. Whenever you say something on WhatsApp, you can remember one thing. She will definitely reply to you and encourage on what you are messaging. You can catch her always smiling and lighting up the club meetings. Let's hear why she says, cancel that noise. Toastmaster Noha Madani, speech title, Cancel That Noise. Toastmaster Noha, the floor is yours.
Listen, Gorsi, argument. I know what you're thinking about. Was that Arabic? Was she speaking Swahili? Did she forget she has to speak in English? What if I told you that this is Nubian for good evening? I am delighted to be with you today. Suddenly, all that noise in your head will be canceled and you'll be focusing on connecting with me, saying something like, we're delighted to have you as well, or we can't wait for you to wind up. Either ways, you're stuck with me for the next 5 to 7 minutes, so get comfortable. Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, my daughter behind the screen. Communication is about establishing effective, strategic, and meaningful connection and canceling all that background noise. Certainly, you can have that background noise if you hear gibberish, but we can be speaking the same language and yet having this noise of disconnecting. And that is because we all have our different communication styles. There are 4 primary communication styles: analytical, supportive, direct, and initiative. My communication style is mainly analytical and supportive. My husband's communication style is mainly direct and initiative. Can you imagine the amount of noise that was going on when we got married? Let me share an example. We were just sitting, chilling, enjoying watching TV. I'm starving, so I go, I think Pizza Hut has the best pizza in town. Now, let me tell you something about my husband. When he's not working, there's a lazy man lying down the couch in his break. And being a direct communicator, he always looks for the results. So when he hears something like, Pizza Hut has the best pizza in town, his response will be, huh? And before then he knows, he is in trouble. Gentlemen, by the show of hands, how many times have you found yourself in this situation? No need to raise both hands. They say desperate times call for desperate measures. I say different situations call for different communication styles. And in this particular situation, I learned that I need to be direct. I say, honey, I'm ordering pizza with extra cheese and some wedges on the side. Would you like the same? I see the gentlemen's faces lighten up. Well, let me tell you, you tend to be direct with us when this is the last thing you should be doing. And that is because when you do that, you put us in a situation when we have to do the interpretation. And let me tell you, we tend to have a huge imagination. Who invented Harry Potter? Women. So when you do that, you put us in the situation when you have to do the interpretation. One day, my husband sent me a text message. I'm going to be late. The interpreter within me goes, is he okay? What happened? Are they paying him overtime? Is he going to grab the things that I asked him for? Different situations call for different communication styles. If he said something like, honey, I'm going to be late, I have workload. I will finish after 1.5 hours, then I will grab the stuff you need in 0.5 hours, and I'll be home at 2:22 p.m. I love you, and I can't imagine my life without you. Then all the noise that is inside my head will be canceled. Even better, I will be planning my whole day. Should I be starting cooking lunch? Or I can chill for another 30 minutes? Or I need to hurry and pull up the leftovers from the fridge? Remember, different situations call for different communication styles. But with kids, it's a little bit different. You can be using all 4 types of communications and feels like you're not getting anything. Don't feel guilty about it. It's universal. But there is a universal weapon that I can recommend. It comes in different shapes and sizes and colors. And it's pretty cheap. And it's been used by our parents for ages. Any suggestions? Don't assume anything. I mean understanding. Because with kids, whatever they are doing, they are trying to connect with you. So if they're crying, if they're angry, if they're annoying you or ignoring you, they are trying to connect with you. So always make sure you give them enough understanding. In the matter of fact, this rule should apply to all. The American author and coach, Andrew Powell, said, to communicate, we need to understand that we all interpret the word in a different measures. And we need to use this to guide us to communicate with others. So fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, remember, different situations, different communication styles. Learn your communication style and also adopt other communication styles so you will be able to cancel all that noise. Toastmaster of the day, Saran Agmantu, the Sangorsi argument.
Thank you very much. That was a wonderful. DTM, Toastmaster, no afternoon. Okay, let me try it on some people later in the course of the day. Fellow Toastmasters, with that, we come to our next speaker and the speaker number 5, speech number 5. Before that, we will call upon evaluator number 5, Toastmaster Rana Al-Manai. Toastmaster Rana Al-Manai. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. She's my Arabic Ustad. Always ready to help the club, arranging meetings and helping with last-minute dropouts. Let's hear the speech objectives of my Ustad. Our 5th speaker, Toastmaster Rana Al-Manai. Please let us know the objectives of our 5th speaker, please.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening.
Alaikum salam. Alhamdulillah, kul shay zain.
Alhamdulillah, okay. This is the first test for you, online test.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, today I will be the evaluator for TM Muda this week. He will deliver from level 2, from introduction to Toastmaster mentoring pathway. The title of her speech is Mentor to Empower. Timing is from 5 to 7 minutes. And the objective of her speech are, or the purpose of the purpose statements are: 1, the purpose the purpose of this project is for the members to clearly define how Toastmasters involves mentoring. 2. The purpose of this speech is for the members to share some aspects of previous experience as proceed. I wish all the best to my speaker, and back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rana Almanai. Our next speaker, speaker number 5, is a very bold lady. She joined our bat club a year back. Why do I say bold? Because she stays in one of the most difficult places in the world. She stays in Lebanon, and she stays in the heart of a district which is very disturbed. That is why I say she is a very bold lady, an educator who presents impressive speeches that keep you enthralled. Let's welcome Toastmaster Vidad Hijazi with a speech titled Mentor to Empower. Mentor to Empower, Toastmaster Vidad Hijazi. Madam, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, for this nice introduction. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, welcome. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to one and all. Mentor to empower. Is that right? Let's see. Have you ever thought where the word mentor came from? Is it new or it's old? Well, let's see. First time the word mentor was used, 3000 BC. Have you ever heard of the Iliad and Odyssey, Homer, where Odysseus, the champion of this Odyssey, had to go to the Trojan War, leaving behind him his son, Telemachus, alone. So he doesn't want him to be alone. He left him with his best friend and consultant, whose name is mentor. This is the first time the word mentor was used. To me, what mentor is, we'll see. Well, if we go back to the Babylonian Epic of Gilgamesh to 2500 BC, where Gilgamesh was looking for the secret of life and the mystery of death. Well, all in his 4 journeys of life, there was always this best friend, Enkidu, who had different roles, but he accompanied Gilgamesh through all his life, under the ground, in the air, in the sphere, everywhere Gilgamesh was there. The Enkidu was there to mentor Gilgamesh, giving him wisdom or unleash the wisdom within Gilgamesh, asking questions, inquiring about things, to open the vision and the wisdom of Gilgamesh. Well, to me, mentoring goes back years ago when I used to work as a trainer, consultant, professional development, and my duty was to prepare life skills activities to children at school, age 7 to 18. My role was to prepare these life skills activities. Then I have trainings to mentors and school counselors. Then the mentors and school counselors have to go to the school as frontline staff to train children on life skills activities and how to behave well. These life skills activities included respect, communication skills, problem-solving techniques, whatever. So for me, as a consultant, as a trainer, mentoring meant that. When I joined Toastmaster, things were different to me. And well, first time I heard about mentoring, how come it will be like this? So I was once talking to Toastmaster Abdullah, I'm his aunt, in the Bat Club. So I was talking to him, Abdullah, have you heard this? I finally joined Toastmaster, Bahrain Advanced Toastmaster Club. Things officially are done. Well, congratulations, Auntie. I know that. I'm happy for you, and I hope you enjoy your journey. Okay, Habudi, anything about it that I need to know? I'll be your mentor. This is between me and myself. Oh my God, he's going to be my mentor? What's going on? Okay, Abdullah, I'm happy that you're my mentor. What are you going to do? I will guide you. Well, great. But why did they choose you, not any other member in the club? Well, the club thought that since we are relatives and it's easy for you to access me, we can talk and I'll be ready for you at any moment. Well, that's great. At that time, I was thinking, oh my God, he's my mentor in technology. Whenever I have a problem in computer, Abdullah, help me, there is something in my computer. Then he helps me at midnight, early in the morning, whatever I have. Until one day, I thought, that's enough. I have to teach myself by myself. Well, the call ended at that. And what happened next? I discovered that the club was right. They selected the best mentor for me. Toastmaster Abdullah was there. Every time I have a question, he was there. Not only that, it's not answering questions. He was quiet, calm, listening to me with an open ear, trying to understand what I'm trying to say. Sometimes I don't use the Toastmasters expressions or words. I try to find it until I'm getting used to it. He says, okay, Auntie, that's easy. And then he takes me hand by hand, step by step, like a student, explaining to me what the issue about Toastmaster is I'm asking about. I'm proud to have Toastmaster Abdullah being his aunt and used to help him when I was a kid. He's now my own mentor. Well, then mentoring in the language, in the English language, is to help someone, to give help to someone and advice. Those persons are either less experienced or younger in age. This is totally applicable for less experienced persons in Toastmaster. According to this, mentoring is to pick a brain, open an ear, and a push in the right direction. Is that all? I don't think so. Do we have only one mentor? Is it direct or indirect? Well, I used to go as a guest to the Baku Toastmasters Club with Toastmaster Abdullah in every visit to Bahrain. But to me now, I noticed that I have distinguished Toastmaster Zahra al-Mufarraq as a mentor. We have the godfathers of Toastmasters in Bahrain Advanced Toastmasters Club, distinguished Toastmaster Ahmed Rispi, distinguished Toastmaster Ratin Derna, and distinguished Toastmaster Khalid Abdullah, who are there for me. To end up, a mentor is someone who sees more of wisdom and talent within you than you see in yourself and helps bring it out of you. Now you know what mentoring is. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Vidat. And let's go now to our evaluator number 6. Evaluator number 6 is a very, very unique gentleman. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, I have a confession to at this stage. What can I say about this Toastmaster, our next evaluator? Whatever I say will be insufficient. Let me just say that DTM Ahmed Rizvi is the Toastmasters conscience keeper. A gentleman who values quality over everything else. We are blessed to have him in our Bahrain Toastmaster fraternity. Please help me welcome DTM Ahmed Razvi as our evaluator number 6. After that introduction, DTM Ahmed, I think you owe us your presence in the video.
Yes, I will be coming in the video, don't worry, but I will explain the project of, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, Toastmaster of the day, distinguished Toastmaster Ratindra Nath. You are my guru, so I have to admit that. So with all that experience, we are in this place today. The speaker, Toastmaster Arshad, he's attempting a dynamic leadership path, level 5, an elective project. It's all about his leadership. And in this project, the leader will learn the skills required to lead the volunteer organization and develop an understanding of the importance of recognition and reward in motivating volunteers. He will also come to understand the value of building a strong environment and mutual respect with other members and the importance of showing integrity, competency, and character in decisions, leadership, and actions. Competencies in this project exhibit an understanding of the skills required to lead in a volunteer organization, demonstrate an understanding of the importance of recognition and reward in motivating volunteers, build a strong environment of mutual respect with other members. Now, for the purpose of the speech is very simple, and the purpose of this project is for the member to apply the skills needed to successfully lead in a volunteer organization. The purpose, and also for the member to share some aspect of his or her experience serving as a leader in a volunteer organization. Time is 5 to 7 minutes. I wish the speaker all the best, and I will provide my evaluation feedback at the end of the session when the general evaluator calls for. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, DTM Ahmed Razvi. Ladies and gentlemen, at this stage, I have a confession. When I read his name, DTM Arshad Nizam, and I read his introductory message, which gave us what he is and all the introduction, I had a mental image of a person who is well in his age, you know. And then when I suddenly saw him a few minutes ago on the screen here, I was aghast. I said, what? Because DTM Arshad Nizam, when I read his introduction, which he sent to me, I was really amazed. A giant of a Toastmaster, past president of Watala Toastmaster Club, and charter president of Central Colombo Club in Sri Lanka, and presently president of Innovative Minds Specialty Club. I wonder what the specialty club is. I would like to know about it a little later. Please help me welcome. It's all your choice, Nizam.
In Sri Lanka, I believe this happens in a lot of clubs across the globe. One question that immediate past presidents, and specifically past presidents, are questioned. They ask you, when you're a past president or an IPP, they ask, when are you going to become an area director? Back in the days, to be an area director, you had to complete 1 year of president service, and that would support you in return to be a distinguished Toastmaster. So that was a requirement, and quite often we Toastmasters in Sri Lanka are at a rat race to get it. So when I completed my year as president back in 2019, June, I thought, let me chill, sit on the couch, look at how the executive committee is working, and maybe play the role of area director in a year or two. Things passed. After 1 year of service as the immediate past president and a club coach of a club in District 82, I get this new opportunity to become an area director. When I'm approached by my division director, I was told that this is a brand new area of District 82 that emerged due to the realignment that took place the previous year. Things went off well. 3 days before the new Toastmasters year emerged on the 1st of July 2020, District 82 met and had their very first district OTP, where I was inducted as the area director of Area B3. Moving on, I got this pin as well, if it's visible to you. I got this pin, things got better. I thought, as an area director, am I going to be a president's distinguished area director? Or else am I going to have a division champion or a district champion from Area P3, District 82? So, but I wanted to have something different. Difference is very, very important, ladies and gentlemen. So I sat and I thought, President's Distinguished is okay. And what else could we do? So I analyzed my area that I was supposed to work with. 5 clubs from diversified backgrounds, 2 community, out of which 1 was just chartered in June 2020, the previous year, a brand new club. And the other community was a very senior club in the district, which was performing well. Adding on to that, I did have a teachers club, a club which all school teachers. And adding to that, ladies and gentlemen, I also did have 2 corporate clubs. These corporate clubs were fantastic. One was towards vehicles and the other was towards manufacturing consumer goods like food products. So I did a deep dive analysis and understood clubs of Area B3 had not got sufficient opportunity to connect, to share the learnings together. So as area director, my prime reasoning was to build more opportunities. And I wanted to have one purpose. My purpose or goal as area director was not to become president distinguished or not to be the first in District 82 to charter a club. Not to be the first, not to be a trendsetter, but to do something different and purposeful. And I believe that worked when I understood that opportunities for leadership within these clubs were not given to many members. In the words of a famous author in USA, Harold Jackson Jr., he says, a missed opportunity is the most expensive. And I believe to give the opportunity of leadership, I built my extended team with representing members from all the 5 clubs. And this is an equal representation of members from each club. And I told them, as leaders of Area B3, we are responsible for our 5 clubs. And let's work as a team to give more and more opportunities. So, ladies and gentlemen, things moved on quite fast. And the month of September arrived. But the month of September is quite a serious month for Toastmasters. Why? The month of renewals. So I happened to sit at a district review meeting and I told the district trio, the PQD, the CGD, and the DD, the message that they never want to hear, which is about a club closure. Now, this club that I'm speaking of had a very strong base to start, but did have a few challenges. I told them in advance, I am foreseeing a challenge as a leader. Now, I did understand there is a challenge, but I was confident that the presidents, the executive committees, and the extended team, as a team, we could do it. Time moved on, and we want to do something different. Now, I believe that opportunity for leadership was not there. So I believed in building more opportunities to build new leaders, young leaders, because we had clubs with a lot of new ideas, thoughts. With that notice, in the first 6 months, these programs were done, what you see. Joint meetings, contests, debates, the list goes on and on. In the second half, we did have a few more significant events. To add on to it, my area contest, the international speech contest, we also had 14 contestants at that point. Now, opportunities were given and collaborations happened together. As I mentioned, my purpose was to connect, to build new leaders, and to build a sustainable relationship among the clubs. And that became a success on the 14th of April 2021, when the dashboard revealed its status on distinguished statuses. The area was able to achieve all sorts of distinguished statuses, from president distinguished to select and to have a distinguished status as well. And with the team support, we were able to achieve the president's distinguished status, to charter 2 clubs, and also one of the corporate clubs got revived as a specialty club. And club president DTM Faraz Farooq is also a club coach of that club. Things moved on really well. And that was that moment of joy for me as a leader, as leaders that I supported took over the reign of Area B3. 3 of them moved to become area directors of Area B3 to the future year. In conclusion, you need to believe in your leader. Once you believe and give them the opportunity, they will just give their fullest to achieve. And that is the success story of Area B3. And that is what I also learned as an area director during the past years. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Lovely speech on leadership. And now with that, we come to the last speaker of this session. And before that, we will ask the evaluator number 7, DTM Dilrukshi Rajapakse. Where is she? Where is she? Yes, she is there. Dilrukshi. Okay. DTM Dilrukshi is a freelance HR consultant, trainer, and a visiting lecturer. Her experience in Toastmasters are innumerable in club as well as district levels. Suffice to say, she is amply qualified to evaluate our next speaker. Please help me welcome DTM Dilrukshi Rajapakse to read out the objectives of our speaker number 7.
Thank you, Toastmaster, for your kind words. And I consider it a great privilege to evaluate the next speaker, an eloquent speaker, and he will be attempting his level 5 project 2, which is lessons learned and from leadership development part. So let me read out the 2 statements or the purposes of his project. The purpose of his project is for the member to learn about and apply the skills needed to run a lessons learned meeting during a project or after its completion. The next one is for the member to share some aspects of his leadership experience and the impact of a lessons learned meeting. And I'm sure all of us will enjoy this speech, and handing over back to the Toastmaster.
Yes, madam, we will all enjoy this. And I am very much aware that the next speaker has a wealth of all that what you read just now. Okay, our next speaker is, and the last speaker, also hails from Sri Lanka and is a member of many clubs in Bahrain, Sri Lanka, and internationally. He becomes a member of so many clubs across the world. Above all, he is one of my best friends. And that I am very happy about. And he is a champion speaker. Please help me welcome DTM Faraz Farooq with his speech titled Golden Learnings. Golden Learnings by the gold champion, Toastmaster DTM Faraz Farooq.
Ken Blanchard has said, feedback is the breakfast of champions. Feedback helps us to learn from what has happened and to apply it to improve ourselves continuously. The Lessons Learned project this particular one which I'm attempting, helped me to do exactly this. And in the process, helped me unearth a treasure trove of golden learnings over the past year. Mr. Toastmaster, dear treasure hunters, I invite you to join me on this journey of self-discovery. As we all know, Bahrain Advanced Toastmasters is the first advanced club in the Middle East. And our regular meetings are like on a Saturday like today, the third Saturday of every month. The club was keen to utilize the first Saturday of every month for something that could be beneficial for its members and the Toastmasters fraternity at large. After a lot of deliberation, it was decided that we launch a series of webinars based on the old legacy manuals. And this series was very aptly named Old is Gold. The series involved inviting speakers to present topics from the old manual, but very quickly we found that this graduated to a range of topics of differing interests and attracting speakers from all over the world and audiences from all walks of life. The moving parts of this large cogwheel were to identify and to source speakers, agree topics with them, marketing and conducting the event, and of course, finally, to evaluate ourselves as to how we have done. And once that is done, to repeat the process all over again. The speakers for the very first few meetings were sourced mainly from within our club. As the base grew, we knew we had to expand and to bring in speakers from far and wide. This was easier said than done. Most speakers that we approached were able to speak during our standard meeting times, which was from 4 to 6:30 p.m. Bahrain. However, this time was too early for some speakers who originated from the Western Hemisphere. So lessons learned, we had to source speakers for each meeting separately. Instead of doing that, we had to engage the speakers continuously. We had to build a pool of potential speakers and slot them into meetings depending on the convenient times able for them as well as for the club. The other big lesson that we learned from this exercise was that we had to be flexible with our timing. We couldn't say, okay, we are Bahrain Advanced Toastmasters. We meet from 4 to 6:30. Everybody, please come at this time. If not, please go and find somewhere else. We couldn't do that. We had to be flexible. So therefore, we decided some meetings, especially if we were attracting speakers from the Western Hemisphere, we could delay and start later. So it's a more godly hour for them. And if we were attracting speakers from the Eastern Hemisphere, we could actually start a little early. And so we were very flexible with that. And that was a great learning. The next thing that had to be scrutinized or that was scrutinized critically was publicity. And for this to be successful, we needed pictures and topics from the speakers. The flyers had to be made and posted widely so that we can attract the crowd needed for these meetings. Now, most speakers, especially the ones that look good, sent their pictures very quickly as soon as I asked. Some even sent more than one pictures and said, Faraz, you select the best one. And then when I selected the best one, it wasn't the best one for them. No, the lipstick is pink in this, and I have the one with purple. Okay. Those who look like me took their time to send the pictures because obviously people like me have to put makeup to take a better picture. So they took time. The lesson that I learned here was to ask the speaker for one picture which they liked and at the time of engaging the speaker rather than wait until the event was ready. That way, all of this time spent on checking, nice picture, not nice picture, all of that stuff could be avoided and we will have everything ready so our PR can get into action. The next nightmare from which there were a lot of learnings was the designing of the flyers. Now see, everyone has an opinion about color, font, background, and therefore There was a lot of delay. I like this color, you like that color. I like this font, you like that font. There were a lot of delays based on that. Luckily, Toastmasters International knew that this is going to be a problem. So they issued branding guidelines and they only allowed 4 different colors and a few fonts. So that problem was sorted out. However, without adhering to branding guidelines, here I was trying to still spend some time looking for colors and fonts and pictures and backgrounds for form. And luckily, Toastmasters had the branding guideline and we had our own in-house branding police in the form of DTM Zahra. She made sure we all followed the rules and were to the letter. So that was another lesson learned. Follow the branding guidelines and save yourself the trouble of trying to figure things out. Once all of this was in place, attendance was the next important thing. We had started with a small set of webinars and therefore number of participants was small. But as we grew, we had to make sure we could manage this large crowd. Our immediate past president acted as the moderator, but we realized one person was not enough. So we learned that more of us should learn to be Zoom moderators. So that also helped. Friends, the OIG series was a resounding success. It helped raise the profile of our club. It increased participation and also helped attract new talent. In fact, I must say, half of my current exco comprises of new members who came because of the OIG. So it was a great success. Now, what was the additional learning that I learned? What were these golden learnings that I unearthed from this, in addition to all the operational learnings? Friends, if you have a simple idea or even a crazy idea, try it out because you would never know where it would end. Lesson 2, break large tasks into smaller manageable ones, and that way you can convert it into a series of manageable processes. And 3, when your efforts are fruitful, enjoy the fruits of that labor. Friends, these are the golden learnings I got from the Old is Gold series. I have left you with some common lessons. I urge all of you to consider those and follow those. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, TTM Faraj Farooq, for a lovely presentation. At the moment, the time is 5:34 and we are a few minutes late. I would like to call upon our VP Education, DTM Ghulam Farooq Khadir, to present the certificates which he wanted to give to all the participants and the speakers.
Yes, sir. Sharing. Our first certificate of appreciation to our first speaker, Toastmaster Deepak Narwade. Thank you, sir. Speech. Our second, to Toastmaster Ali Abudaya. Our third certificate of appreciation to our very own DTM Sarhal Muharrar. Our fourth certificate of appreciation to our Toastmaster Nuha Madani. Our fifth to Toastmaster Vidad Al-Hijazi. Our sixth to DTM Arshad Nizam. And our final certificate of appreciation for our final speaker, DTM Farhaz Farooq. Thank you, sir. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, DTM Ghulam Farooq. With that, we complete our educational session and we step into the evaluation session. We will go directly into the evaluation session, and I would like to call upon the first speaker's evaluator, Toastmaster DTM Muhammad Al Dosari, to present his evaluation of the first speaker.
The Toastmaster of the day, can we have the timing first? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot that. That's this thing. Timer, Madam Toastmaster Amanda, can you tell us the timing, please?
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the day. The time taken by each speaker as follows. Toastmaster Deepak, 5 minutes and 25 seconds. Toastmaster Ali, 7 minutes and 20 seconds. DTM Zara, 7 minutes and 34 seconds. Toastmaster Nuha, 6 minutes and 34 seconds. Toastmaster Vidad, 7 minutes and 44 seconds. DTM Arshad, 7 minutes and 34 seconds. DTM Faraz, 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Unfortunately, we have 3-time disqualifications. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Madam Timer, Toastmaster Amanda. Fellow Toastmasters, let's have the first evaluator, Toastmaster DTM Mohammad Al Dosari, present his evaluation.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony and the General Evaluator and fellow Toastmaster for today, and especially for the greater speaker for today, Toastmaster Debak. About the purpose for this speak, yes, you get the goals to introduce yourself in the club. I am very happy to listen this speech. I learned a lot for this speech. The powerful of the speech for today, I like the mix between the humors when they say, I have only one wife, and when they say, when they attract the audience beginning in the speech about his name and so on. And when they say, they back Facebook, they back Instagram, and so on, they want to give the email and the number of phone. It is, I like the humors inside the beginning. And also, I like the experience about him. They study, they have a graduate in the engineering, chemical engineering, and finish the MBA also. And they have a lot of experience for work, hard work. And believe me, not easy to transfer to Bahrain and work. That's not easy. And I like the story inside the speech when they speak about a friend of his father's, and also he don't smoke, don't drink alcohol. I like when they learn the lesson from his fathers. They work in the beginning 3.5 morning. It is a severant person, but that they learn to educate to successful. And his message, I feel it. His message, don't give up, and proud from your name and your background. So only I have one point to develop in the future. The one point only to have very fast, when you speak, very faster. Please, I want to enjoy for the speak and speak slowly between the paragraph. And in the end, Toastmaster Debak, I learned for you the successful and are waiting to listen for you next 20 speak in the future. Back to you, Master of Ceremony.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster Mohammed. Thank you very much.
Our next evaluating speaker number 2, Toastmaster Ali Abu Daya, is DTM Ghulam Farooq Khadir. DTM Ghulam Farooq Sahab, can you please give us your evaluation?
Thank you, sir. DTM Toastmaster of the Day, DTM Ratindranath. Why Do We Sleep? By Matthew Walker. Our speaker had researched one of the book for his research and presentation project and gave us an experience about how he not only understood the book, but how did he apply to it and how we can relate from his experience on what should be the ideal way that we should rest with intent. And why should we rest with intent? The problem is, he highlighted, first of all, why do we sleep? He used his speech, the methodology of three words. So one of the first things he said, why do we sleep? Because we have to revitalize our internal organs. The second one, promote growth and regenerate. The third is the most important one, reinforce learning and memories so that you can, if you're rested properly, you can do your job the next day better. Then he came about, how do we rest with intent? And he suffers from a problem of insomnia. So he came up, he looked at the book and came up with the 3 suggestions that were suggested to him to create a routine to wind up and wind down. To wind down, there were 3 techniques. He said, use alcohol. It didn't work. It builds up a tolerance. Then use some herbal medicines. The herbal medicines, the problem is they had a very short window where you had to apply them. Then the third one was use melatonin-based chemicals. But again, they built up your tolerance. And all of these successes and experimentations, what he finally learned was the best way is that you have to find your own solution for that one and your own chemistry for each body. Everybody is different. But the success is always to work hard, play hard, and rest harder. Again, a series of 3 words. Now, what did you do excellently about your project? Well, you researched the book very nicely, and you brought it about with personal experience and interpreted it with humor. And you physically used the physical gestures like sleeping and everything. That was very nicely done. Now, what I would require you to work on is that you were in the most of the places and during a speech standing at one place, and you are not utilizing the stage movement. Because when you had the 3, you had a chance to utilize the stages and say, this is my first position, this is my second position, and this is my third position. That is something that I would recommend you to challenge yourself to apply to that in the next speech. Now, the real challenge that I really wanted to accommodate in this speech and the other speeches related to research and presenting, this project is about presenting, researching and presenting. But what you really presented was only about one book. It would have been ideal that if you had also incorporated some additional research to show how you had come to this hypothesis and validate the hypothesis that you did. So in my opinion, please in your next project, add a few more research points to build up the trust among the audience of what you have really said and bring about a well-researched point of view. With that, wish you all the best. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, DTM Ghulam Farooq sir. We will go to our next evaluator. The next evaluator evaluates the third speaker, Toastmaster Zara Al-Mukharrar, and DTM Abhijit Roy. Can you please state your evaluation?
Yeah, just a quick check if I'm audible and visible.
Yes, you are audible, visible. Where are you on my screen? Yes, you are visible very well.
Let's start. How many Toastmasters have you attended any Toastmaster meetings? Or how many DTACs have you all attended? Well, in a club like Bahrain Advanced Toastmasters Club, having an annual conference like DTAC, one of the biggest conferences in the world, Each one of you would resonate to what Toastmaster Zara did mention. Quite exciting and quite scintillating to draw audience attention with the early start. Each one of us were excited. What is going to come next? What is that the speaker is going to speak with the speech title Zeden DTAC? Toastmaster Zahra did make a very strong impression and impact through the way of direct connection, a connection well resonating to Toastmasters platform. What I really found really good in her speech is about the personal instances which she shared from her journey of being in Toastmasters way back in 2013, and then she carried on through the different phases of her life being in Toastmasters, and what were the learnings. We in Toastmasters have also joined this platform to improve ourselves, to become better communicators and learners, and also to network. And that is what Toastmaster Zahra did highlight that. A speech well researched, analyzed, and presented. Now, one more thing is the lessons learned and the best practices followed. Toastmaster Zahra did highlight what were the best practices that she followed when she took up a role in the DTAC 2017, 18, and 19 as a Sergeant Arms team, logistics, and the IT team. We again could co-resonate to what she mentioned, because even we joined Toastmasters for the same purpose. But as every good speech can be made better, here are a few points, Toastmaster Zahra, which I would like to highlight, and you can like to ponder on that to make it even more better going forward. Virtual background. When you as a speaker have a lot of hand gestures and movements like the way I am doing it, you see, if I go a little far, half of my body starts to diminish or even vanish off. That is where you could have chosen not to have a virtual background when you have a little more hand gestures. And what the second point was, what was the key message for the audience to take away? As an audience member, I am sitting here to understand what is in for me. Of course, that key message could have come out a little better in your speech. And finally, the facial gestures and the voice modulation. For example, when you cited, everyone is talking one-on-one, and you were quiet. That is where it could have been better. One more instance, if not today, then when? A question. Well, that is where you could have highlighted it better. All in all, to conclude, a great experience, personal anecdotes brought in, rhetoric questions, a little better on virtual background, key message and facial gestures can rock your speech going forward. Thank you so much, and over to you.
Thank you very much, DTM Abhijit. And now we have the fourth evaluator, DTM Turaya Juma. DTM Turaya Juma, please help me welcome DTM Turaya Juma to evaluate our fourth speaker, Toastmaster Noha Madani.
To communicate effectively, we should remember that each has a different style and preserve words differently. Master of Ceremonies, fellow Toastmasters, honorable guests, and especially our speaker for today, Toastmaster Noha. First, let me thank Toastmaster Noha for sharing with us her communication styles and some tips which will help us as well in how we communicate with others. All of us witnessed the way Toastmaster Noha standed and started her speech by grasping all our attention. How? By speaking in unfamiliar language to us. I was wondering what she's saying, but then she explained what she was saying, moving from grasping opening to the objective. Her main speech about communication styles, she shared with us different communication styles and specifically identified her styles, how she communicates with others by examples. So she told us she is analytic, and she gave us examples from her daily life, from her interactions with her husband, with the kids, with the family and friends. So all was good. And how she ended the speech? She ended the speech by sharing with us a quote to remind us and urge all of us to be aware next time we communicate with others, that we put in our mind that each one has a different communication style. What a message to take from your speech. Well done, Toastmaster Nuha. So let me just, so this is the overall of the speech. The three things which you did excellently when you were presenting your speech is dividing your speech, following the correct structure, sharing your communication style with experience, your facial gesture and vocal variety as well. So you were moving, you were emphasizing with your hand, with your voice. When you needed to go up, you were up, and when you needed to go slow down, you slow down. And one of the things which I really like while you were presenting is you are smiling, and not only smiling, your facial expression is in alignment with the spoken words as well. How we can help you so that in your next speech you improve more? I don't have long list. I have a few things to tell you. Is in few pages, in few sentences, or in a few locations in your speech, I wish if you just slow down or pause a little while so that we can grasp what you were saying. For example, from the beginning, after you spoke in your Nobi language, I think it will be nice if you just stop and then you explain to us and introduce your topic. So this is the main things. Secondly, I would love to hear your communication style within the Toastmaster community as well. Did you have any problem or all was good in general? So this, I think, which was missing. Overall, I think it was really a good speech. We learned a lot. For your next speech, just take these two things, share more about personal experience, the good and the bad situation as well. I look forward to listen to your next speech. All the best. Thank you, and back to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you, DTM Thuraya. Our next evaluator is Toastmaster Rana Al-Manai. And may I request Toastmaster Rana Al-Manai to present her evaluation of Al-Hijaz.
Okay, how can I pin the timer?
Did you pin the timer?
How can I pin the timer? I don't know how.
I will spotlight it for you, sir.
Don't worry.
Okay. So don't count this time on me. Okay, thank you. Good evening once again. It was a pleasure to be an evaluator for PM Widad Hijazi speech. And I'm proud to be her evaluator. Actually, I was planning to ask her to be my mentor, as I love all the information, the topic, and how she speaks, and also her language. It was easy to deliver, and also the audience easy to grab the information and understanding and to put it in their head. So I like every sentence, and I like all the information. Your expression, your information, even I like the way that you involve PM Abdallah with your speech. Some part of your speech that you take the information, attach it with the story, and attach the person that most of the members knowing this member, especially as your nephew. It was easy to catch and be involved with you. It looked like we are involving with you in your speech. And it was like a very nice that you add him in your speech, that at least the person, everyone knowing him. And even your expression in your speech, very nice and gently paced. And the only thing that I would like to add also, which I need you to be improved, is your voice. I hardly listen to your voice, and was my speaker was too loud, but you need to like stand a little bit near or put add something that supports you and supports your voice to deliver it better way. Also, I wish that you use the space more, the area. I like even that I like that your action and your acting with your tone. It looks like you're using the conversation between you and your Abdullah, but it need more action. Like you had this conversation, and you have to move another thought for another information or another something else. But overall, the gesture, voice variety, and overall, it was great speech. Great overall. I'm proud of you and proud of every moment. Thank you. I'm looking forward to hear you again. And back to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Rana. With that completion of the 5th evaluation, we will go to the penultimate evaluation. And the penultimate evaluation is by DTM Ahmed Rizvi. Please help me welcome DTM Ahmed Rizvi to present his evaluation of Toastmaster Arshad Nizam.
When you are becoming an question mark. That was the title of the speech that has been sent to me privately by the speaker. Toastmaster of the day, distinguished Toastmaster Ratindra Nath, fellow Toastmasters, most distinguished guest and the speaker in particular. Good evening to you all. It is a great pleasure evaluating a great leader who has become a leader with his persuasion and perseverance and performance. And that's the explanation of the speech itself. When I analyze the speech, the clarity, the voice modulation, and the gestures, etc., the speaker met all those requirements according to the evaluation criteria. I am sure the speaker can improve on the gestures and the movements. As long as this is a virtual screen limited space, I didn't see the speaker moving. That is one thing. The speech was crafted along the process of becoming an area and becoming an area director, how he had become a leader through the process of creating a new, brand new area and coming under a district, and with the help of other members, he was able to manage as an area director. And he also gave experience how he wanted to create more leaders along with his path when he became a leader from there. And that suited the topic of the speech, when you are becoming an. The question mark was answered where the speaker was. As for improvement, I would say that speaker could have had a little more impact in the voice modulation. It was a little bit of casual delivery, and also the speaker limitation in movements also restricted the gestures. So that could improve. But here, the challenge, I would like to respect the leader. If I read this part, develop a success plan to aid in the transition of his or her leadership role. Received feedback on his or her leadership skill from members of the organization in the form of a 360-degree evaluation. I did not see that part, what feedback he got from the leaders and what was his experience, a personal experience where it could have had a great impact. And in leadership speech of this nature, I would recommend the challenge for the speaker. Any speakers who are doing this project will have to come up with that experience as well as the feedback what he got from the 360-degree evaluators. Overall, I enjoyed the speech, have the way he brought in his leadership as an area director. Congratulations. I would recommend to incorporate these recommendations. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Distinguished Toastmaster Atim Tanna.
Thank you, DTM Ahmed Rizvi. Fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the final evaluator, our seventh evaluator, DTM Dilrukshi Rajapaksha, to evaluate DTM Faraz Farooq. Please help me welcome DTM Dilrukshi, please.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. And it is an honor, like I said, to evaluate DTM Faraz. And let me share with you why I enjoyed your speech. I really like the way how you spoke with humor and how you connected lipstick, the style, the ladies, and the makeover and the pictures, I think, which brought in a lot of humor, and the audience were able to enjoy your speech. And you orchestrated the speech in a way where you spoke about the operational learnings along with the golden learnings, which is the part of your topic, and also for the audience to understand that. And also the way how you really, how the club benefited, because it added more new blood and exco members, how it really elevated the profile of the club and also more participation. And because of that, I think the audience was able to understand the project, the level of the project, and then the time differences between Eastern and Western, the country differences and the challenges as a club that you faced it. So overall, really enjoyed the speech, DTM Faraz. Now, having said that, let me move on directly to the areas that I felt that you could have done a bit differently, where I was just going through the purpose statement, where in that the first purpose of, or the first objective of this project is basically to have a to develop, to apply skills needed to run a lesson learned meaning. Whereas if you really go into the deep or read the project objectives or the project itself, it talks about how to facilitate a discussion. Where when I was going through it, I was more expecting a facilitating discussion meeting, where in the speech itself also it says to separate it from a regular meeting. So when this is connected to the normal educational meeting, I was trying to figure out how creative that you're going to be, but unfortunately it didn't come out well. So maybe next time just think about it. And also the second objective, which I thought, again, it talks about it has to be your leadership experiences, how it will, the lessons learned, how it will impact the club. So that is also very crucial, because the deep rules of the project itself, it gives under the competencies in the project. It says to facilitate a discussion and how you would entertain different opinions, and also about the 360-degree evaluation and how you have applied that, and also the audience to get connected with this discussion. So overall, having said that, it was again very entertaining and humorous speech where you spoke about the operational and the golden rules. And but however, just be mindful, read the objectives thoroughly before applying it, because it talks about a lot of competencies, not necessarily in the evaluation sheet, but in the project, inside the project. So it's important to learn that. So maybe I would like to challenge you maybe to try out with an informative speech rather than a more humorous speech next time. So overall, I enjoyed it, but pay more attention to that. And that's it, and wish you all the very best. Toastmaster, over to you.
Thank you very much, DTM Dilrukshi Rajapaksha. Very nice evaluation, very good. With that, we come to the end of our evaluation session, ladies and gentlemen. And now we will ask our VP Education to present the certificates to the evaluators. Mr. VP Education, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Our first certification of appreciation goes to our first evaluator, DTM Mohammad Ad-Dosri. Thank you, sir. The second goes to, through Wasta, to myself, my VP Education, Ghulam Farooq Khader. The third certificate of appreciation goes to our guest evaluator, DTM Abhijit Roy. Thank you, sir. A fourth certificate of appreciation goes to Distinguished Toastmaster Thuraya Juma for evaluation. Thank you, madam. And our fifth certificate of appreciation goes to Distinguished Toastmaster Ranal Mulai. Thank you, madam, for your efforts, for your contribution. And our sixth certificate of appreciation goes to our Distinguished Toastmaster Ahmad Rizvi. Thank you, sir. And our final certificate of appreciation goes to our guest Distinguished Toastmaster Dilrukshi Rajapaksha. Thank you, madam, for your contribution. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, DTM Ghulam Farooq sir. And can I have the timers report now, Toastmaster Amanda?
Yes,
for the evaluators.
Yes, Master of Ceremonies. The time taken by each evaluator are as follows. DTM Mohammed Al Dosari, 4 minutes and 13 seconds. Toastmaster Farooq Kadir, 3 minutes and 15 seconds. DTM Abhijit Roy, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. DTM Thuraya Juma, 3 minutes and 41 seconds. Toastmaster Rana Almanai, 3 minutes and 15 seconds. DTM Ahmed Rizvi, 3 minutes and 27 seconds. And DTM Dilrukshi Rajapaksha, 3 minutes and 16 seconds. Back to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you very much, timer, Toastmaster Amanda. Thank you very much for keeping us all informed about the correct timing and doing your job perfectly. Fellow Toastmasters, it is now time for me to hand over the lectern back to our President, Toastmaster DTM Faraz Farooq. DTM Faraz Farooq, are you ready to take over, sir?
I am always ready, sir. If you hand over, how can I say no?
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, DTM Faraz Farooq. All the way yours. All the way yours, DTM Faraz.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Let us give a big round of applause to our Toastmaster of the day, DTM Ratindranath, for having guided this meeting very meticulously and on time. Now that he has handed over to me, I probably will be the fellow who's going to take this over time. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Now, while our Vice President Education gets the certifications and the polls done, by the way, before I start, I would like to let everybody know there is a link on our chat which has been posted by Vice President Education Toastmaster Farooq. I'll be very grateful if you all can just click on the link and cast your votes. Any votes cast to me will be very gratefully accepted also. Let me just quietly throw that in. Give me like 10 seconds to quickly cast my vote to myself.
Sir, all speakers are not qualified. Evaluator and speaker.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, Vice President Education asked me about it. So I told him, listen, we are having a speakathon. We are having a festival of speeches. Let everybody be entitled to the vote. That's okay.
Perfect. Very good.
Thank you, sir.
Very
Thank you for pointing that out. Okay, I will be, if any evaluator wants a vote, please send me a private note with how much you will pay me, and then depending on that, I can cast my vote too.
DTM Faraz, I would just like to have already done that behind the scene.
Oh, yes, I observe, but the money offering is not enough. Anyway, I'll cast my vote. So friends, while we wait for the polling to be over and to be tabulated by our Vice President Education, let me now speak to some of the guests I didn't get a chance to speak to at the beginning of the meeting. And let me start with DTM Khalid Amin, who's actually not a guest. He's almost always here, and he's a good friend of Bahrain Advanced. DTM Khalid Amin, sir. Yes.
Hello, Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters. Yeah, thank you. I joined in the middle, but thank you for organizing this festival, as you yourself called it. Very nice speeches and good evaluators. I enjoyed it. Thank you for having me, DTM Faraz.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. It's always a pleasure and honor to have you over here. Please give a big round of applause. DTM Khalid Amin. Next, there's a let me start with guest Saranya. She sent me a message earlier by mistakes. I would like to pick on her. Guest Saranya. Ma'am, can we have your feedback, please?
Hi, sir. It was a nice session and I was really having a good time. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Thank you for being with us, and please feel free to join our meeting. Next, I would like to invite Toastmaster Gauri. Yes, Toastmaster Gauri. Are you with us? Yep, maybe she'll come around a little while later. Let me ask. Oh, okay, Toastmaster Gauri. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate you being with us even with network issues. To be honest, even I've been struggling with my network today, and my network has been lagging. So, hey, as I always say, there are certain things in the developed world which we take for granted, which is a luxury when we move to the not so developed world. So, hey, be thankful for whatever. Toastmaster Kumudu, would you like to give us your feedback, ma'am?
Yes, thank you for the opportunity, DTM Farhas. To be honest, it was the magnificent. That session was all the speeches. I just feel I was in the road trip that start from the lovely icebreaker speech, and I got down some coffee shops, ice cream shops, theaters, that lecture sessions, the different feelings I got, that 360 learnings I earned. So thank you very much for everyone, and would love to join with you in future. Yeah, thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kumudu. Most welcome, and it's always good to see you here at that. I would like to read this message on behalf of Toastmaster Gauri. She's put it in the chat, but I would like to honor her because she took an effort to write it. Let me read it out to you. She says, thank you so much for having me here. The Speakathon was awesome. I enjoyed throughout. Thank you so much for your feedback. Lovely feedback. Really, really appreciate it. Next, let me invite Toastmaster Mahesh. Mr. Area Director, please be on guard. I will be calling you last but not least. Toastmaster Mahesh, quick feedback.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, it's nice. Really, there are. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
No.
Can hear. Can hear.
Am I audible? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, actually, it was very fantastic. There are 7 speeches and the evaluators, and I got so many information of that, and the gestures and the voice reduce, and because actually I'm a newcomer, so actually we have to understand that the voyage where is we are going. So now having those kind of people, that means who are in the higher rank. Actually, it was very grateful for me even to go through that, and I understood so many things to be learned through you. So it's nice to talk with you, and it is nice to be with you. Thank you very much, Farah Farooq. So,
thank you so much, Toastmaster Mahesh. Always good to see you. And as I always say, he's a very new Toastmaster, but to be honest, I think he has attended more Toastmasters meetings than I have. So well done. He's learning. He wants to really learn. Well done. And this is the best way. Just keep going, keep learning, because believe me, this is one of the best platforms we will get to learn. Well done, sir. Next. Now I will call our Mr. Area Director. Please be on. May I just get your quick feedback, sir? Toastmaster Ravi.
As always, it was a well-organized program, and I was really enjoying. For you, it was a speakathon. For me, it was a learning process, great learning process. And love to attend the next meeting also. And I really loved the variety of the programs what Bahrain Advanced Toastmasters is chartering. As your name says, It is an advanced Toastmasters. Let us advance it together. That is the only thing what I would like to say. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Area Director. Please give our Area Director a big round of applause. Thank you so much for gracing our meeting. Right, I have been reliably informed that the results are ready. So we have a tie for the third place in the evaluations. Who will be sharing the screen? Is it, I think our Vice President Education will share the screen, right? Drum rolls. There's a tie for third place. So we will have two people. DTM Muhammad Rizvi and DTM Turaya Juma. Well done. Then for the second place, drum rolls, DTM Abhijit Roy. And the winner by popular vote and maximum, Dilrukshi Rajapaksa. Woo, well done. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Great evaluations, everybody. Evaluations are what makes speakathons really matter, because that's where all the learning comes from. Great evaluations. All the evaluators, thank you so much for enriching our meeting. Now let's get to the speech winners. In third place, me. Oh, very bad audience. You didn't vote for me. Well done, well done, well done. Thank you so much. Thank you. Second place. In second place, Toastmaster Nuha Madani with her speech in the Nubian language. And the winner, and I think I know who this is Deepak Narwade, Rajaram, Deepak Rajaram Narwade.
Thank you. Yay. Thank you very much.
Well done, well done, well done. Great speech, great icebreaker. It was like be out of this world. Well done, everybody. And again, I must reiterate, all the speakers, you did a tremendous job. All the speeches were great speeches. Thank you so much for enriching our meeting. Thank you so much for being part of this great event. Yes, we didn't have the regular roles of grammarian and our counter and all of that and the general evaluator, but that's because we had to accommodate 7 speakers in time in this. And with that, I would like to bid goodbye. But before that, I would like to say express my sincere gratitude and thanks to our area director for being with us today. Thank you so much, sir. And I hope we have done justice to this meeting and to your entire satisfaction. We look forward to getting a positive report from you on this meeting. Next, I would like to thank all the members, guests, visitors who have visited and graced this great occasion. We don't do speakathons very often. We generally do it once a year, maybe twice a year. And this was one such thing. This was a brainchild of our Vice President Education. And when he said that, we just jumped on the idea and said, yes, let's go for it. So well done. Let's give everybody here a great big round of applause for making this a successful event. And with that, my dear friends,
Mr. President, can we have a group photo, sir, with everybody?
Yes. I thought that was already done. Madam VPPR, we will really need a good group photo, please.
Guest Mahesh, can you please open your camera?
Can everybody please turn your videos on?
And guest Gauri, Toastmaster Gauri.
Yeah, we will be somehow making sure you get your modeling fees at the next meeting.
Hope everyone is ready. One.
Toastmaster Nuha. Wait. Where is Nuha? Nuha Madani.
She's reading a book.
Yeah, she's probably reading a book in Nubian. Yes, Toastmaster Gauri, we realize yes, you have the connectivity. DTM Muhammad Dosari. Sheikhna.
Yes, brother. Yes.
Ah, you're there. Okay, you're in 2 places. So that is Rawad Al Aruba. Sorry. Go ahead.
Can we all have a thumbs up? Right, done. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam VPPR. And with this, my dear Toastmasters, guests, it is my deep honor and pleasure and privilege to declare meeting 219 closed with a bang of the gavel or a makeshift gavel. Thank you so much. Now, please feel free to stay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, feel free to stay and socialize. We normally keep the lines open for a little while. So please
thank
feel
you
free.
all.
DTM Faraz, I would like to thank DTM Khalid, our PQD, for coming back to our meeting. He showed his solidarity for the Bahrain Advanced Toastmasters Club.
Always, always. And I'm sure while he was not here also, he had his spies giving him messages as to what was happening here. Khalid Abdullah.
Khalid, you will miss all of us even when you become.
Mr. President, I also like to remind everybody that our Old and Gold series will be on the 4th of September.
Yes, please.
Yes.
That will be good. Yeah, please do. Yes.
Yes, everybody, I'd just like to remind all of you that on the 4th of September, we will have our Old is Gold series, which our president had talked about in the lessons learned. This will be our 13th session, and the focus is on education and learning. So we have some experts lined up from the academia and from the local Toastmasters who will be giving their speeches on what the trends in education and learning are. Thank you very much.
Happy birthday in advance, Toastmaster Abhijit.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, it's on his birthday, so please visit us. And I can tell you one thing. I have seen some of the speaker profiles, and they come from some of the best universities in the world. So you should come. You should please visit us.
Sure.
Yeah, you should visit us, and please feel free. 4th of September, first Saturday, 4 p.m. Bahrain time, which is.
How come you did not join Advanced Toastmasters, Bahrain Advanced Toastmasters when you were in Bahrain?
Abhijit was in Dammam, right?
But I was in Khobar. I was in Khobar. Yes.
But it's not very far away, only 25 kilometers.
No, I used to travel. I used to travel quite often to Bahrain.
Of course, we know you would have traveled. You look the type who travels from Khobar to here.
Type who travel. Mishti doi, yeah, Abhijit. Mishti doi.
But apart from that, of course, the movies and Bahrain, anyways, was fun. I mean, it was not the other fun, but of course, it used to be free and. But having said that, the good.
Yeah, better stop the recording. Otherwise, there'll be incriminating evidence on the YouTube.